Hey, what's up? I thought I'd get caught up with you a little bit. I start feeling like I always need to have content to come on. I'm really kind of just a blogger, and I realize I need to just do what I do and just say, hey. So, first thing, I'll just talk about what I'm eating. I'm kind of eating, I guess you could call it the dessert portion of the meal, but it's not really dessert because I only eat sweet stuff. I'm kind of back to body ecology diet, like permanent, like stuff happened. We'll get on with that. But so I just ate a salad, which was don't call stuff a salad. I ate. There's actually a problem with within raw foodisms of trying to classify vegan or any of that, of trying to classify stuff as if it's in that world, that other world. Fuck that, dude. So what I had in this bowl was some sprouted buckwheat, some nice chopped up baby bok choy, which I don't know if you've had that before, but it's just kind of very succulent and wet and yummy. And put a bunch of avocados on there. We had like a sort of cashew, dill, lots of coconut butter, dressing. Just a little bit of that left over was in the jar, but I haven't been into so much of my really heavy sort of seed-based, thick, exotic dressings. I've been getting into doing these really simple lemon juice, olive oil, a little Bragg's, and some pepper and salt, and some fresh herbs. There was basil in there. Gobbled that up, and I was eating this, and kind of watching some blogs. Like, it's really big time of, well, I'm gay, and that's like one thing we should talk about, but we'll save that for later, right? Because we don't want to run into too many sentences running on each other. So I just want to get on, and I was watching while I was eating, because I always watch YouTube when I'm eating, and just watching some gay people that just blog, and huge hits, and I'm not really trying to get hits. I am actually monetized, which I should have done a long time ago. But I just don't want anybody to feel like I'm on here trying to sell shit. Isn't that kind of like, I think we all have a problem with that. So anyways, I just realized I need to get on here and blog. And I was actually hanging out with a friend of mine here, who you've seen, Chris. And we were watching a video of Bud Taylor. I don't believe that's his screen name. That's his Facebook name. But it was kind of a little bit of unorganized, just a little bit of repeating shit. And he was all like, oh, that's unorganized. You keep saying the same thing and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, you don't get it. Like, why does everything have to be informational? And it's just like, people want to connect with people, especially all of us solitary people that don't know anybody else. So we just want to know about each other. It's just because humans are kind of, you know, we need to meet with other people. Even if we're kind of more reclusive like I am, I still like to go away and see people. Like, I don't need to be around people all the time, but I do like to make some connection. You know, a few times a week, usually every day, really. So I just realized I should get on here and blog and just talk. And when I got the criticism from my friend, this is Chris who said that about, oh, everything needs to be organized. And by the way, there's a ton of recipe videos that we did that are in his camera that he shot, all of them, kind of like both of our designs or whatever. Of like what to do, but the whole like impetus of it was completely my culinary thing. And you'll probably, I don't know what'll happen, you know, I wish they could get up, but he's very organized. Everything's got to be processed, and you know, let me know, like, and I don't care, I'll blog anyways, but my friend Laura told me, she's like, I kind of like you're a little bit scattered. It seems so real. And I am very right-brained. Like, don't think that I don't finish sentences only on here. So anyways, I'm watching YouTube and I'm eating and let's just get on a blog. Let's just start talking. So yeah, I had that awesome salad. I made some really good crackers with in the dehydrator. This was one really into Christian Bates right now. Amazing teacher and kind of like, I mean, he has products, but there's a lot of great information in his videos and stuff like that. And so I'd done the whole lots of things with the dehydrated bread, but he did this one where he used like really coarsely chopped onions, and I don't need all the ingredients when somebody tells me, but so this was coarsely chopped onions with just chia seeds and chlorella, and yeah, that's it. And some maybe some spices, a few savory spices I put in there. Spread it on the dehydrator, and it just looked like a kind of weird, healthy, raw vegan jerky because it was like dark black green from whatever, from the dehydration, and it looked healthy. And so I had some of that in there. And then I'm doing a lot of probiotics. I do all the time. And at this time, a really simple green cabbage cultured veg, finely shredded with some dill and some caraway. And it's a little warm in here all the time because I live in the mountains and we don't have air conditionings here. So this time of the year, house is almost always running 77. So it's like the cultured veg gets done really quick. In fact, you got to get in there to open it and let the pressure out, or it's going to be all over everywhere. I've actually had jars break. And it's interesting, all that. So the other thing I'm doing is a lot of the young Thai coconut stuff, of making the coconut kefir, getting that made, and I'm going through, shit, I've been buying a box of Thai coconuts like every other day. And I just been, you know, I live 25 minutes away from the city, so it's a trip into the city is that. And so I've been going down a lot and getting a box of Thai coconuts, drinking a lot of that, and making this pudding that as you do, you make the sort of kefir, and then you bring the meat back into it and blend it and put it back in the jars. And that stuff you got to really watch because it's like the pressure really builds up with that. I don't know if it's because it's so dense, but it really seems to build up. And you got to leave it really low in the jar because I've had them where you open them and they're squirting everywhere, and then by the time you get the cap, it like freaking explodes. Like, I've had them blow up like all over the kitchen. So y'all know how I'm sort of a bit by association known with Truth Calkins, which I really try to avoid that now. It's like you can actually do a search on a Google search or a YouTube search and do it on Truth Calkins, and you're pretty quickly going to come up with some of my old videos, which is great because I got a lot of information out there, and I think a lot of people found out more stuff. The guy is very sort of elusive and quiet, and I happen to know him pretty well and know him. I'm probably a little more of a better like public person than him, and it's just really his knowledge, and he's actually incredibly reclusive. But what I'm talking about is the guy in like sort of 2010 that was sort of like his protege, this guy Jay Denman, who like helps me out a lot. Yesterday was my second angel healing with this guy Anthony. Powerful stuff. I've done a lot of things in my life that are new agey things, being with crystals, meditation, raw food diet all my adult life. Lots and lots and lots and lots of stuff of just wellness, improvement, etc. And I've gotten to this angel healing, and it's archangel healing. So it's like, let me talk about this a little bit more, but so what I do is, again, I went there on the recommendation, and Jay is sort of a very left brain person, and the whole idea of angel healing and channeling is very right brain. So it's like, if I'm getting a recommendation from a left brain person about something right brain, we're going to pay attention to that. And so it was $250 for a full session with this guy, and basically sort of channels archangels. You stand on one side of the room, he stands on the other side of the room, and then the angels sort of show him things. Of course, they're very complex beings, so they speak in a sort of coded language of symbols and stuff like that. And then after he gathers all the data and he stops his like sort of vision and writes down on a piece of paper. And this guy's totally professional, which is another reason why I like him. He's a hypnotherapist with his like sort of proper job. And I think he does this angel healing kind of like, definitely makes money off of it. But I have a big thing with I want to tell you guys that I really come to the realization that there's a lot of great information out there, but it's of your best interest to sort of pay more attention to somebody like me, maybe, that because I actually live a life. Like, I'm not like a health practitioner. Like, I'm not trying to make money off here. This is like a service to the world of whatever, and I just give it out. And I actually have had a number of people that have tried to like sort of want to package me or something, and I'm just not into it. I just want to keep putting this information out there for free, doing this as often as I can, because the return I want is through the music, and not to be like a quote-unquote like big or anything, but I just want people, music's been very impacting to me, so that's the reason that I put this out there. So the reason I went off on that tangent was to tell you about, like, it doesn't do you any good to really like sort of follow somebody like David Wolf or Truth Calkins or Life Regenerator, or as far as that goes, even like maybe Durian Rider seems authentic. I don't know what the deal is. I've heard a lot of people say he's on a pension or something like that or whatever. But following somebody that doesn't actually, that's doing that for money, there's a little bit of stuff that you're not going to relate to, because if you're a person that's going to a job, or you're not a person that's around a lot of clientele, if you're somebody that's more like me, solitary, this is kind of like us like connecting up. I've been connecting with a lot of people on Skype, and it makes me feel really good to connect with people, and it's just like sometimes just exchanging and talking and loving on people is like that's a lot of nutrition for me. It's a non-physical nutrition. And the thing that you need to know is that humans are, that's what we're after, is happiness, right? So it doesn't need to be informational. It doesn't need to be, get a lot out of somebody that's just really good at being happy, you know? Oh, that's the blog for today. So, pick of the day. So you all know I'm really into music, and I sort of have a very, well, I like progressive music a lot, and so that can come under a lot of headings. I freaking hate heavy metal. For the most part, I hate all rock and roll. Really, the only proper guitar bands that I like are probably Led Zeppelin. I liked Rush when I was a kid. I don't really like them now. I liked Jane's Addiction a lot in the late 80s, early 90s. I had a boyfriend that liked Tool. I had a brief infatuation with Tool, but I just don't like the loud guitars. So, progressive music, a band that I was into, and this is a sort of loud guitar band, was Mars Volta. It was more the progressive element that I liked about them, and sort of the sort of punk meets hard rock. So, not about Mars Volta, but this is about the amazing brothers that are Omar Rodriguez-Lopez is was the leader of Mars Volta, who just broke up this year. But he has a bunch of brothers, the Rodriguez-Lopez brothers. His younger brother Marcel was in Mars Volta with him. And now there's two more brothers. There's a band, Zex Marquise, that I like. That's two more of these brothers. But pick of the day is Marcel Rodriguez-Lopez's solo band, which is electronic, completely electronic. And this is a track called Desert Rituals, and I'm quite fond of this because I'm working on a lot of video work from my own stuff. And I like that this is a bit lo-fi, and the video is kind of like really different from a lot of the high-tech stuff that's out there. Like, I'm really into a sort of homemade sort of stuff that's maybe a little raggedy and lo-fi. That's cool to me right now, because it's just Chris, this guy that I'm collaborating with, kind of, or something, is just really into a lot of high dollar videos and just stupid shit that doesn't have any fucking soul whatsoever in my mind. So this is something that's very real. So the pick of the day is by Eureka The Butcher, the solo project for Marcel Rodriguez-Lopez, who is also the drummer in Zex Marquis and was the keyboard and percussionist in Mars Volta. Very talented people, and I'm pretty sure a lot of them are very vegetarian and stuff as well. So this is Keith. Yeah, I should try to get on a lot more, don't you think? And just talking, like, I feel like Jesus Christ. I think that if you've been following me this long and you have a problem with my like scattered right brain, unfinished sentences, digressions, all that kind of stuff, if you've come along with me this far, you must like it, right? All right.